Well, hello. We can safely say that we have started with a eventual concept named as product management. Product management forms a very core concept in marketing. We can safely say that product management forms the very basis, the very core concept of marketing because product plays an important role to market anything. It is like creating a first impression. And as all of us know, first impressions are most often the last impressions. So, in order to create the best first impression, it is highly advisable that the company pays the utmost importance and lays the utmost important information of the product. While deciding the product management, just imagine, would you buy a Parle-G if it's not that tasty? Would you still buy a Britannia Marie Gold if it's still not that round shape and made out of the core benefits such as light on your health? Well, I beg to differ, and that's why product is often essentially the most important concept when it comes to delivering the value that is expected by a customer. Hence, let's move forward and let's see what a product management concept here holds for us. This is Dr. Saket Bansal from Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Management Studies and Research. Well, basically we are going to cover some of the concepts like what basically a product means, how the core product concepts are, what are the associated features, what is the importance of a logo, what is the importance of a brand name, why packaging plays an important role, and how a label, a name gives a product its own identity. Well, all of these things form a very core concept of making a good product, which is highly important. A distinguishable product will have all these concepts and many more key features. As we say, whenever we talk about a Cadbury, when we speak, we basically try and imagine how Cadbury would look like. And what I visualize is a purple colored packing based with a dark brown chocolate, that is a product feature, two glasses of milk pouring down, that is a logo, a Cadbury Dairy Milk, that is a name, a purple colored packaging, that is an external feature, and that gives product its distinguishable identity. How many of you, while buying a Cadbury, would rather settle for any other duplicate or foreign product which does not give all these benefits? Well, think twice before you buy. Yes, that's why product plays an important role. Now, moving forward, I feel it is highly important that first and foremost we need to understand what are the different types of products that we regularly encounter. Let's say a generic product. A product, in terms of genre or generic product, basically can be classified or highlighted as a product which doesn't signify a particular brand name. The product is itself is useful, but the brand association, the name is missing. These are the type of products which generally cater to the public mindset. They basically satisfy your core need of the value. Let's for example consider any salt. A salt, let's say a regular unbranded salt, generally is considered under generic product. A sugar is generally considered under a generic product. For a very simple reason, they do satisfy your basic need. But whenever you buy, you generally you call for a particular brand or by a name, generally ask for a particular pack of salt or kgs of sugar. Generic products form the basis of the most product management brands. Let's move forward to a branded product. The branded products basically offer a unique identity. They create and carve their niche based on their identifiable brands and names, such as Tata Salt, Madhur Sugar, ITC Atta. These are all the basically branded products. The ITC Atta itself gives a unique identity and identifiable name in order to go ahead and process the product requirements. Differentiated products. Now, my difference, whenever we talk about differentiated products, it basically highlights the very important fact that differentiated products are the products which offer a value, a difference, or rather a unique aspiration which is not generally given with the regular branded products. These are the core values or differentiations which a customer seek, and that's why they form the very onus of making a product a differentiable or a regularly non-purchasable product. Customized products. Customized products are often tailored and suited to the needs of the customer. Generally, the tailored or the suitable products for like clothes, like a design, like your packaging to your phone, a phone cover are often categorized under customized products. Augmented products. No, my dear friends, augmented products is a product concept which comes with the conception of product. It represents the total benefits offered by the product itself. The core benefits of the product. Let's for example consider an electronic item like fridge. A fridge as an augmented product doesn't only give you the benefits of storing things, but it also offers the side benefits or the additional benefits such as free home delivery, installation, guarantee, warranty, service, maintenance, as well as many more products like LED bulbs, internal cooling associated with it. So augmented products all in all delivers a complete package rather than just sticking to the product. Potential product. Now potential product is a very key concept. Potential products are generally the most engrossing and developing products. Generally the products which are regularly developed due to the innovation in technology are being categorized under potential products. So upcoming PCs, mobile phones, electronic items are generally categorized under potential products. Moving further, let's move to the next concept. Now, talk about consumer goods. So these are some of the types of the product. Well, what are the different types of products that we may regularly encounter? FMCG products. FMCG products are often being described as fast-moving consumer goods. Fast-moving consumer goods are often categorized as the products which are the daily use products. For example, our confectionaries, chocolates, dairy products which we can consume and the product is completely utilized, it can no longer be reutilized twice. So if you are having a pack of Maggi, if you are consuming a pack of noodles, you won't be able to reuse it or reconsume it again and again, and hence they are often considered the fast moving consumer goods. Well, the Indian economy thrives on FMCG brands for a very simple reason. 60% of the prevalent FMCG brands are foreign brands. A Colgate is a foreign brand, Parle a national brand, and Coca-Cola a foreign brand. Most of these products or most of these companies are FMCG giants, and obviously, who can forget the giant of all, HUL. Next concept is consumer durables. Consumer durables are often the products which last longer. We can also segregate into further consumer electronic durables and regular durables. Consumer regular durables may include furnitures or any such items, whereas consumer electronic durables may include fridge, TV, mobile phones, which do not recede due to overusage. Can you imagine buying a 5-inch phone which after the continuous usage reduces down to or decreases in size to 4.5 inches? Well, it's just true because it's not a FMCG product but a consumer electronic durable. In the similar manner, when we talk about regular consumer durables like furniture or bed sheets or pillows, can we say that due to continuous usage, the pillow which was weighing 2 kgs can weigh 1.5 kg because the product or the material was withdrawn or continuously used? No. That's why the consumer durables are very much different from FMCG, and they can be used repeatedly with the same amount of vigor and requirement. Services. Services are one-time use products. A service like a railway, service like a train, a movie ticket are all the examples of a service. We cannot travel on the same ticket twice. Neither we can watch a movie on the same ticket, and that's why services are often considered as perishable and non-touchable products or non-touchable distinguishable services which do not officially or generally have a strike a chord with the user. Service touchpoints are form the most important aspects of any service. A service completely depends upon the delivery person, and that's why when you go to a college, when you attend a lecture, you may feel the difference of examples, you may feel the difference of teaching from a perception of a teacher to the perception of a teacher. That's why services plays an important role. Who is the touch point, and who are the people who are delivering the required service. Well, going further, convenience goods. These goods are basically your regular goods which do not minimum to no shopping efforts. These are the generally goods which do not require too much of a discussion, too much of engrossment while purchasing. These are generally your regular and daily needs. For example, a soap, a shampoo, which do not think twice before going for a particular brand. Even our family members may have a different choice of opinion, and still we go ahead and purchase the thing. Imagine a scenario where your sister is using Dove, you are using a Lifebuoy, and your parents are using Pierce or Lux. But still, you do not hold a meeting at a household to decide which is the best brand. For a very simple reason, they are quite affordable and regular convenience goods. Going further, these are called as shopping goods. Now, shopping goods are the basically selectable goods which customer buy or have a criteria in terms of suitability, quality. We have a discussion regarding pricing, styling, and the customer indulgence is quite high. Shopping goods can be durable goods as well. So, while going for, let's say, a TV, while going for a phrase, we often do consult people in order to get a basic knowledge regarding the type of brand, regarding the type of performance of a particular brand, how a particular product performs, whether it is good, whether the satisfactory, whether the services are good, and that's why it is called as shopping good. Well, the last concept on the slide is specialty goods. Specialty goods are often the indulgent goods. As the name implies, they require a special purchasing efforts. So, in the case of specialty goods, the consumer do not normally compare the desired specialty goods with others, but they take a considerable time to decide whether to go for a particular product or not. So, fancy goods, coins, collectors, prestige items, suits are often termed as specialty goods. The next concept is product mix and product line. Product mix is rather a concept given by a company which generally offers a basket of different brands in order to satisfy the need of the customer. A line, product line are the different types of capabilities or different type of offerings given by a particular company. A product width can often be described as number of brands in a product line. We can discuss this further with the example. Length, in number of brands, how many sub brands or options do we have? Depth is often the concept wherein the product offerings such as a Lux offering a different type of product like yellow Lux, white Lux, or pink Lux is described. Breadth can be described in the terms of size and shape. Let us understand this complicated concept with the help of an example. For example, following example tries to explain the product mix concept with the help of Whirlpool company's product mix. Whirlpool was an electronic giant, and the product mix offered here is the different types of lines are refrigerator, washing machines, microwave, UPS, water purifiers, and air conditioners. Now, as we see, a refrigerator is a line. These are the product mix, whereas in refrigerator there are direct cool, frost control, frost free, fusion 24, professional 490 liter. These are the length. Now, in terms of offering of color, size, shape are breadth and depth. And that is how we can move further to a more relevant example or more a convenient example of an FMCG product. So, this product is being displayed here are basically the product line of HUL. The HUL, a FMCG giant, offers a wide variety and a wide range of products. So let us go through some of the products. First and foremost, these are the lines which are being given by HUL. It includes Deo, the personal wash, laundry line, skin care products, hair care products, oral care products, color cosmetics, coffee, foods. Obviously, HUL has a much wider product offerings, but we have considered only few product lines for a better understanding and better utilization of the opportunity. So, While we talk about product width, the width is company's product mix. So how wide the product mix are. So let us consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the product width for HUL would be 9. Now let us talk about length. Lifebuoy, Liril, Hammam, Breeze, Dove, Pierce and Rexona. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here the length would be 7. While going for the depth, obviously we will have the number of options which are being transferred. So a Peer, a Rexona or a Dove or a Lux which offers a much wider length. Let us for example consider a product like Lifebuoy Red, Lifebuoy Yellow or Lifebuoy Pink would rather lead to the width, whereas the breadth would be in terms of packaging, in terms of the offerings with respect to the monetary perspective. So, I hope the concepts are clear. It was nice to interact with you all. Here, we will close our first example. Here, we would like to wrap up our first chapter, our first concept of basic product management and product line. Thank you so much.